Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are now in a 30-minute recess because this not Miss Lana Del Sky keeps fucking up her testimony, and we have to keep finding holes and just wait for her to crack. It's only a matter of time before she cracks. But I swear to God, we're gonna make her unpaved pavement. If that makes any sense. It doesn't make sense, but I do not care. Let's get this bread. Hi, babe. Let me get a sip. Right? This is the longest testimony ever because she just keeps adding more and more and more. Also, tell Kyle that I'm playing if he wants to watch. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently, she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Hey! They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. I got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip... Oh! That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. You got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? Is he one of her boyfriends? It wouldn't surprise me. You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon? Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta, he's drinking while he's talking. Like, and sometimes you just gotta... Sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? Shit! If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. That makes no sense. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Damn, Miles angry. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes.
What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Talk like the dude who voices Nick on the anime. You mean just like a normal person? I can't. I just speak like my normal voice. But I'll try. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Excuse me. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's this guy? What's with this guy? What is with this guy? No, when he says profanities. Oh, like the fucking blooper reel. We're swimming up shit creek, guys. A strange, fluffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. I don't know what kind of voice to give this guy. He looks... I don't know. Oh, I know what. Jeff Goldblum. I'll give him a Jeff Goldblum voice. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he?
Ah, it's you!
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry I'm late, Edgy. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see. Hey, Edgy. How you been? Swim much these days?
Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy.
Busy Smithy, Edgy. My boy, you have to make time to relax.
Yes, indeed.
Edgy. Seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha! So, you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy?
Mr. Wright! You don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district!
Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. He needs a deeper voice? Maybe I'll just give him a bit of a voice like this. How does that sound, huh? Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler.
It's Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Doug Dimmadome Ding Dang Dim Dimmadome.
Yes, Doug Dimmadome voice. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler.
But to think that stuffed into that exhaust pipe? On Little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth! How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistake in that signature, is there, Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... You're head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at it with people anymore. Or point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it! I'm not even doing anything. Wah! Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. What? Or, Abby! Or finger people. Switchblade knife added to the court record.
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police? And this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Okay. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! 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 Anyway, we at the department we're all flustered, as you might as well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
let's, How is it special? Excuse me, but special?
Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
Might that special thing be this little tag? This tag?
Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman.
This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you?
See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. Should I try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time?
So, how are things down at the department? That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at... Oh wait, go back.
Sorry, I was looking at the text.
Something happened to the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp. Hungry.
So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed?
Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto.
I suppose I could help, but... Oh, I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case.
Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
So tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room in the police department.
The evidence room?
You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Righto?
I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room.
There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found.
Five? 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodwin was killed in the prosecutor's office.
What? Funny, isn't it? Murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances?
Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there is a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, Please tell us more about the incident.
Not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
How can you say there's no connection?
How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand? Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together.
Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. 1 at the prosecutor's office, and 1 at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? Better check this knife out. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6 maybe. Maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where. But I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. The note, you're right. Where would I present the note, though, babe? Babe, where would I present the note? How do I look at the note? I'm looking at it, but there's nothing to see. Hold on. Oh, you're right, babe. You might... Where it's connected, where it's not connected? Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, yep. Wait a second.
Ah, at last! An honest-to-goodness objection.
This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness what do you mean from Udgy. This is great.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
And this is important. Why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's this?
6
minus 7s, 12-2.
Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside...
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
SL9? That's the same thing that is written on the nice tag. Order! Well, Chief?
Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. Stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Weren't in any shape to do an investigation, huh? How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand?
Try to understand, Righto.
Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. I did that. I'm confused. One at the police department, that can't be a coincidence. I'm trying to look at a walkthrough. And that knife, what was it doing there? Let me see. It says press Gant's sixth statement. It's already proven that the two cases are indeed connected, but now they're also connected by the evidence room. Gant decides he'll give some more evidence, information unofficially. It says, press the fourth statement.
I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect.
Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
There's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you can help, Ido.
Trying to retrace the steps. Oh, good one, the kid sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. So tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
The evidence room? Well, wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? There we go.
This knife was stolen and this knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Happy? We just got handed our ticket to town in this case. We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case.
With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details.
It's not officially linked in this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
Heh, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
The connection is a place, mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen. From the police department's evidence room.
Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag.
We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find out where you deducted right there.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department.
See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all.
Can we get the information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
What? Really? Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the department or the victim at the department, okay?
If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh well. I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him.
How about the victim's ID number?
Because we have that ID. Okay. How about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all.
We keep a tight lid on the ID number, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right. Maybe because he's the true criminal. As to why he's wearing the orange jumpsuit, babe.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID number of the victim at the police department. 5842189. It does tell me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
See? See?
Take that!
Witness?
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
No, it's just, I got confused.
And this is news?
Huh?
Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do.
The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh! Is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Righto. Personal ID is your top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait! That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten.
You didn't even get the first number right. Again! Yeah, this judge is ridiculous. The number the chief of the police gave us was 5842189.
Wait a second, Wright.
What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that?
Oh ho ho! Sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait! Detective Goodman is our victim! He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time.
That's impossible.
So what you're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location?
Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean?
No. No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case.
Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours.
What?
How dare! We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. Yeah, I've got your report, sir.
You don't mean him?
Sorry, babe, I'm reading Kyle's text.
According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, victim's name is written right on top of the report.
Gah!
Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error. Gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning into the court as evidence. Then no such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy? What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright?
Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in a court before trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Nani? The connection was just proven by Righto over there. Good job, Righto, my boy.
Huh? I was just doing my job.
No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. For Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. Yeah, when there's just question marks or exclamation marks. You'd better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
Excuse me. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned.
To be continued. Well then, why don't we go a little further? Babe, what time do you have to be up in the morning? Is the lunch lady coming back? I don't know. I feel like she killed Goodman. It was either her or it was Mr. Gant. Mr. Wright? So... what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? Maybe they are both in cahoots. Maybe he is her boyfriend. The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this "and the evidence room" part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it.
That oil drum, was it empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her.
Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away.
Hehehe. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright.
Huh? What's that grin for?
This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminal testing fluid.
Luminal?
Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there.
But wouldn't the police have already done those tests?
Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try.
Me? Why do I have to do it?
I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses.
Huh? You had an extra pair of those things?
To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press the X button to spray on it. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains.
I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses.
So, is this a bloodstain? It's so,
Emma, you're shaking.
It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood.
Scientific investigation in action.
Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course.
What's odd about this, scientifically? The amount of blood. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood?
I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe.
It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this.
Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find the bloodstain, okay? Or when we find a bloodstain, okay? See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right?
Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too.
I saved up my allowance to buy that. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case.
Now let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of the day.
Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ha! You! I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr! You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two.
It is.
This day-old deli box is on the house.
Sorry, it's just that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering.
Let's talk to the bitch. You certainly put me in a tight spot today.
My apologies, Miss Starr, but...
No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry? You lied on the witness stand.
That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Ah! I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know the photograph is something important to tell us, but what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They traveled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect, and before long they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Or fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... what do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case. The murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Detective Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Bitch! Tell us more! Tell us more! Yes. Got you. Yes, we're over that. We got you. What do I have to show her? Oh, okay. My dick. Nah, I ain't showing her my dick. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. That's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Bitch! What do I show you? The crime photo, okay. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any clearer than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence, of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case. The hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait! Those lunches you sell. There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Starr's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Look, guys. I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? Can you imagine? How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Let's come back later. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. It makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Huh. It's Marshall's office. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? Yeah, gee, I wonder who works here. It sure seems that way. Oh! What's wrong? It's those cacti! They're so prickly, so imposing, it's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if there's a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Yipes! Those sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be I would think one big one would I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. There's a security guard uniform hanging there. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? Oh, I know! A poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Wow, babe, thanks. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. Went in and out of there. That looks like a booby trap. Look, on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Texas! Is he from Texas?
What's so great about dumb old Texas?
The swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a yarg myself. Is there anything else to examine in here? This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that...
One steak lunch, please.
Oh,
It's you.
Detective Gumshoe.
Now there's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence.
The criminal? You mean...
You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal?
On the same day that a police detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy.
But Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly.
But wait! Don't leave!
If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later.
He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Let's go to the, Why don't we go to the guard station? Oh. Well... Let's go to the detention center. Still, I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrator against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh man, it's hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth the premises? I'm here, sir. Request to the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir, how should I say this? Wait, he isn't, is he? You, Officer Meekins? You didn't, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir! What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. It's Mr. Meeseeks! Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir! Sir! Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. Hold on, I'm gonna reply to a text. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's what I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yow, wow, 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 wow. What the heck? What the heck is this guy doing? So, what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So, I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Just like in the sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you'd have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but... Oh, I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive and well at that. Ah, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, Don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. I get the feeling I have to present the knife to him or something. This episode's longer than the whole game. It feels like it. Officer Meekins, this is for you. Eek! I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look. That's it, sir! Last night, sir! That's the one! It was an apple I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Yeah, babe, I'm starting to get tired. Let me look here. Ah, the ID. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all! This ID card? Exactly, sir! That's exactly it! Nothing could be more exact, sir! Nothing! I better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he would look suspicious. Oh, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. Then I awoke. I was here. Are you sure you weren't in the back of a wagon? Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir! That's what I wanted to say! That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here. They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we better go check out the crime scene. Let's go to the police department. How has no one looked at the tape? No idea. Let's see, maybe Gumshoe is here. Hey, Mr. Wright! Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant.
And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir.
The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered.
Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much?
Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Let's talk to him. Is Edgeworth gonna be okay?
Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yeah, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gourd Lake?
Doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sitting in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto?
Von Karma.
A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence.
Well, wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
It's downright odd, I tell you. This detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean.
They're being the prosecutors, I assume.
Excuse me.
Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, and I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway. Yeah, after I'm done talking to him and doing whatever with him, I'm gonna call it a night, babe, and probably go to bed.
But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the Chief of Detectives trap shut.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier?
Huh? You saw that? Whoops.
I wonder what it was that he wanted the Chief of Detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Well, I'm getting tired, so I think I'm going to call it here for now. I feel like this episode's going to take me a couple more streams to do, and it might not be till the end of the week that I get to do it, because I've got some stuff on my plate with school and whatnot. But hey, if you're watching this in the future, don't hesitate to leave a like, maybe comment and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to see when I play next. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Peace out.